Advice I wish I knew when I was 22 on how to succeed financially. Stay tuned for what I would tell myself over a decade ago. Yeah, I know, I'm carbon dating myself. Good day, Toronto. Welcome to another episode of Prime Pops TV. So glad you could join me here today. I'm making this video for anyone who wants to kind of succeed financially, whatever that definition for you is, or someone who's looking to get started in something, whether it be investing in real estate, a career, coming out of university, or it's just strictly kind of like some form of way of increasing your income via a new career or a side hustle. But more specifically, this is something I wish I knew when I was 22 years old, because I would tell myself this right now. So without further ado, here are my top 3 tips. Number 1, you need a skill someone is willing to pay you good money for, not a job. This is the number 1 tip I wish I knew when I was younger. When I was younger, I was all taught go to school, get good grades, but a lot of times that didn't equate into a skill that someone's willing to pay me good money for. Graduating with a bachelor's of science in whatever university, it doesn't matter, right? Didn't give me that skill someone's willing to pay me good money for. If I continued with my education and became a doctor, all that education would have equated into a skill someone was going to pay me good money for. But I didn't pass the MCAT, so it didn't work out. So to succeed, you need to have a skill someone is willing to pay you good money for. And if you kind of are going through post-secondary, university, college, whatever, having skills from say co-op in engineering, software development, or something of that nature is a skill someone's willing to pay you money for. If school isn't your thing or your calling, there are a lot of in-demand skills right now. Almost all skilled laborers, such as electricians, plumbers, plumbers, tow truck drivers, crane operators, elevator technicians, are in-demand skills right now that someone's going to pay you good money for. Other non-skilled labor skills that are good are marketing, copywriting, and sales. Number 2, take advice from the right people. I think everyone who gives advice generally comes from the right place, right? Just remember that their advice is skewed by their experience and judgment. So you have to take into account whether the advice they're giving you is actually right for you, right? Just as these tips right now may not be right for you, let me give you an example to illustrate this. My parents are definitely afraid of debt because back in the early 90s when everyone was buying a house, interest rates were double digits, so it's crazy. So their advice to me was to always pay down the debt because it's just bad, which made total sense at the time to pay down your mortgage. This is why so many Chinese people have the mortgage, right? But now, that was 20 years ago. It may not be relevant now, given the cost of debt being so cheap. And even if our debt doubles, I personally don't think it makes any sense to pay down that mortgage quicker anymore, especially with the amount of money printing that's going on. Another person to take the right advice from right now is people who've done what you wanted to do. Imagine if you're taking advice from someone who hasn't been there or done what you're trying to do, and you're just listening to them. They don't have the perspective or the experience, and it's skewed in a certain way that you don't want to be taking their advice from. Kind of like you wouldn't take advice from a realtor who doesn't own investment properties or even buys their own home. Why would you take advice from them? Here's another one. You wouldn't be taking financial advice from a financial planner who isn't well off, right? They're just, because of the internet, there's just too many gurus out there right now. So really think about who you're taking advice from. I've gone to personally where I am because every few years I outgrew the mentor who was teaching me because they gave me great advice in that specific time in which I needed it. But when I got to where they were, I needed better advice to continue on with what I wanted to do, right? So think about it. If this is the type of content you enjoy, yes, I know it's not necessarily 100% real estate, but still, I hope it's solid content for you because it's helped me to kind of get to where I am. And I'm really hoping this will help you kind of get to where you want to go. So help us spread the knowledge by smashing that like button and subscribing to the channel and sharing this video. All of this real talk is because we want to be transparent and honest here. And by doing so, we hope that when you're ready to make your real estate move, you think of us and you'll schedule a call with me to strategize your future. The link will be right here if you're interested right now. Tip number 3, don't diversify too quickly. This one took me a long time to learn, and I wish I kind of learned it faster. Diversification is a common misconception I hear a lot. This comes back to taking advice from the right people at the right time. Diversification is what I hear a lot from big time investors who've made their money. But what I realize is that those who've made their money are looking to diversify. But they made their money by going all in on something, not by diversifying, right? Let me give you an example. I'm more diversified now than when I was younger because I've made some money. Because when you have the money, you don't want to take as much risk because you want to keep what you've worked so hard by going all in to earn, right? I went all in on real estate and it's worked. And now I'm looking to diversify to preserve it, to make sure I don't lose it because I've worked hard to get it, right? This is why you hear a lot of successful investors with like bonds, like in their portfolio, because bonds are perceived to be low risk for wealth preservation. However, you're not making your money, whatever your definition of money is, by investing in these bonds, right? This is exactly why some investors pivot their strategy afterwards, because they're diversifying after they went all in on something. See, you have to go all in on something and then you can diversify. You don't diversify and make your money. It just doesn't work that way. This is the same concept with your business or skill someone is willing to pay you good money for, right? You can't have shiny object syndrome and move on to the next thing, because you need to go all in on something, make your money before you can diversify. Same thing with your skills. You see, I've made this video as we have many clients who are just getting started, and these are things I wish I knew when I started out on this real estate investing journey. Although it's a bit of a shift from the real estate topic, it does actually relate to real estate in some manner. See, because becoming a great real estate investor is what we teach our clients to become. They acquire that skill and succeed because they take the right advice from our team and they go all in and they make their money in real estate. Having worked with some clients for a long time, this is when we are looking to diversify into different types of real estate or other investment vehicles altogether. I've seen this enough times with myself and my clients. So if you want to follow a similar path, you can book a call using the link on the screen. It's www.chartofzen.com. Until next time, hopefully this was helpful. Your move, your future. See ya. Now that you're done watching this one, how about this one? Oh, you know what? This one's good too. Ooh, this one's really good. You know what? Just watch them both.